Hello everyone, how are you? I hope you're doing quite fine. So, I was asked to an intro to mudras as well as I did an intro to pronunciation of mantras. And I have no problem, but a couple of caveats. First, as with mantras, there's a lot of latitude in mudras. In fact, there is absolutely no agreement between schools and even within branches of the same schools at what is the correct mudra for something in response to something else. So mudras, for example, you will find in schools like the Gelogo, the Kayu, the Mandala mudra. This, for example, in the Sakya is hotly contested to the point where you can see where one has been trained, if has been trained in the Sakya, not if they do like this or they do like this. And I think that the main way that the Tibetans use this difference in mudras is to be a social signifier. When you see someone, you can very much see, if you have the eyes to do it, where he has been trained. For me, it's not that important which kind of mudra to use. Usually, there are people who know every single mudra for every single action. I do not do that. I usually use them when I want to emphasize something and when there is something I will do a lot and I want to be very much the in the moment, like offerings or summoning beings. But there are people who essentially will just move their body all the time in ritual in order to practice. This is quite fine. I'm not one of these. I don't think that if you are new to mudras, this will help you. For me, this combination of just repose, silent contemplation, and movement works best. But of course, feel free to vary it or spice it up. My only advice is that if you find a school of mudras that you like, you can stick with it. Instead of fishing like this mudra from here and this mudra from here and this mudra from here, I think it's better to at least learn a couple of movements, couple of sets for all schools. All schools have like various sets, and because these are thought in a way that when you do them, they flow into one another and they become very much a very beautiful thing to see. If you are going to work with other people, it will become something graceful to look at. Having said that, let's start with the most basic mudras and we'll work it out from there. They're very simple. We're going to do just the basics, but it's going to take some time, so relax. The most basic mudra is the Namas mudra, the mudra of saying Namo Gurube, Namo Tepape, Namo Knipi. I take refuge on the Buddha, I take refuge on the Dharma, I take refuge on the Sangha. So basically, it's a praying hand, but there's a small secret. If you look at it, I'm sorry about the band-aids. I work a lot with my hands and with wood, and sometimes I get splinters. So if you see, I kind of put my thumbs inside. Now, this is different from the Christian, right? Actually, some Bon schools and a lot of Indian schools do like this. Why is like this? There are probably as many explanations of that as there are Buddhist schools. One says that the thumb stuck up means that there's no Atman, there is no essence. Therefore, we are signaling that the deity in itself is not an entity that exists by itself. Another school says that this is a way to say that we from the front look as as Hindus, but when you look at us, we're saying we're not Hindus. This stems from one of the stories of Virupa, the founder of the Shakya, was a very good sorcerer, probably the most powerful of the Mahasiddhas, just on a sorcerer level, to the point that he bound and tortured Shiva and Parvati just for kicks, right? And that went on until the Bodhisattva of compassion came and said, Mirupa, well, you're very powerful. That's very nice. This is not helping anybody, right? So Mirupa used to fake being a new yogi, and go into new places and basically take over them and slowly subvert them into being Buddhism. And this is the way he did it. There are a lot of those, but essentially you do this and you do here. When usually when you do guru, is here in the Brahma ruler, the upper chakra. Buddha, Dharma, and Shanga. These are the three doors, right? The door of Om, the door of A, the door of Hum, body, speech, and mind. Right? This is the most basic one you do. Then, after that, you basically invoke the deity. All these mudras I'm going to perform a little bit up so you can see them. They are done at this level, at the level of the chest. Right? So the first mudra, when we're going to do anything else, let's say, hi, this is the lotus round mudra. Essentially, the way of the lotus round mudra is if we take something, let us say, let me take this, a small box, and I have the ability to make it, without touching it, to make it move. That's the main gist of it, at least as I was told. There are people who do it like this. This is something out of Wing Chun. This is not Lotus Mudra. There are people who like this. The idea is that always both palms look at each other. So if I had a box and I will spread out my, this is not graceful because I'm spreading my fingers, but as you can see, the box doesn't fall off. That's the basic gist of it. Of course, you're going to add a little bit of flourish with your fingers, but the basic idea is always the palms are looking at each other. This is going to be your basic mudra from where you're going to do things. When we are going to do the mantras of the offerings, when we're going to do summoning, all we do all of this. So the first is the summoning mudra. It's Om Bhadra Samaya, which means, as we discussed, I remind you of your bow. So you do like this. You put, this is the Bajra fist, when you put your thumb in the base of the ring finger, and you do it like this, not like this, like a fighting fist, just like this. So we do like this, up, the left hand up, right hand over it, Om Bhadra Samaya. This is the way I was taught in the psyche. Of course, other schools, like for example, Nyingma does it like this, but the basic idea is like this, and you snap and put again in the Bajra thumb, you put the index finger of each hand right over left, and you cross your arms. So let's see it again. Om Bhadra Zamaya. This is the Mboki Mudra. Om Bhadra Samaya. Right? This is the Mboki Mudra. So the next one is the binding mudra. Ya hum bam ho. You're sending a hook, catching the deity, putting it yourself and sealing it with the bell. So you take always Bajra fists. Now with the left hand, and again this is the Shakya way, each school would change. You take the pinky finger and you provide something to catch a hook on. With the right hand, you take your index finger. This is going to be the hook. So, ja, this is the first one. Then you're going to pull it to you. And now you close both of these. Left goes over right. Yuhum. This is cross that it would usually be because, well, basically you're bringing someone who's in front of you. Now you do this like the metal signs, with always with the thumb tucked in, and you put it facing upwards like this. And I'm going to do it like this, but you're going to do it like this. You take the left hand, this one with the bandai down my next finger, it's wrapped by the right hand, right? So you get bam, and this is the when you put the energy of the deity, and then you seal it with ho, and this time it's right over left. So ja, hum, left over right, bam, ho, right over left. Let's do it one more time. Ja, hum, bam, ho. Ja, hum, bam, ho. That's the basic gist of it. So, having done that, let's move on to the 8 offerings. So the 8 offerings start always out of this and end up with a snap. If you see text is the same. Om Maria Tara Saparivara. Offering home or pratija slohan. But it's always the same. Organ, Om Maria Tara Saparivara. Water for drinking. Something like that. So when you say the Om Hum Pratija Soha, this is the snapping. Before it's like this. So let us say that we're going to do the first one. Om Arya Tara Saparivara Aryam Hum. This touch is the specific mudra for water for drinking. So we're going to do it, put it all together, but just focus on the particular mudra for each offering, right? Aryam, and then we're going to put it all together. So the main thing to remember is that 8 offerings have each a single mudra. Say the first two, which are to water for drinking and washing, which is the same, at least in the Sakya. So these are, first of all, Argyam, water for drinking. You take the, this is going to sound seem incredibly rude. I apologize. It's just the way it is. And you take the Bajra fist, tam tankin, and then essentially you do this. Sorry, this is not my intention. And then they just kiss. So the fox kiss, so to speak. So you do Aryam. This is the first one. The second one is the same as the first one. Padyam. Now the fingers come down and you put it like this, like an old blooming flower. This again, pushpe, the flower. They in there turn out and they are dupe, the incense, close of incense. Now from this comes a little flame, aloke, the lamp. From this comes perfume, gende. From this comes food, navidye. Here I am offering food. And now comes little bells, just the index, not the middle. In this case, shabda, like tinchas clashing. Ching, 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 ching. These are the 8 offerings. So let's do them again and slow. Argyam, water for drinking. Padyam, water for washing. Pushpe, the flower. Dupe, the incense. Aloke, the lamp. Gand, the perfume. Nabidya, the food. Shabda, the music. One more time, and slower. Argyam, water for drinking. Padyam, water for washing. Pushpe, the flower. Dupe, the incense. Aloke, the lamp. Gende, the perfume. Nabidye, the food. Shabda, the music, right? The small bells. That's about it for the 8 offerings. So what do they look like in action? So you start with Om Maria Tara Saparivara Aryam Pratijaham Dvaha Om Maria Tara Saparivara Padyam Pratijasvaha Om Maria Tara Saparivara Pushpe Pratijasvaha Om Maria Tara Saparivara Dupe Pratijasvaha Om Maria Tara Saparivara Loke Pratijasvaha Om Maria Tara Saparivara Yante Pratijasvaha Om Maria Tara Saparivara Nabidya Pratijasvaha Om Maria Tara Saparivara Shabda Pratijasvaha. Essentially, I did Om Maria Tara Saparivara. Then mudra, and then just like this. This is all there is to it. So we have the booking mudra, the binding mudra, the offering mudra, and now we have the two to say farewell. If we're doing just the superstition, we have something that essentially is a physical base. You take rice or petals with the left hand, and you always keep with the right hand. You take a pinch with the ring finger and between the ring finger and thumb, and then you just throw it out like this 3 times. Om Supratije Bhadraliya Swaha. This is to fix something. And if you do not have any physical support and you want the noses to go away, what you do is you take the middle fingers and you take your hands and you like this. You cross them and the palms look at you and then you do like this. So the middle finger and the thumb kiss actually, and all the rest are stretched. You put them like this, and then Om Bajramu, and it goes away. Again, it says Om Bhadramu, and it goes away. And that's all the mudras for the sun. I hope that you enjoyed them. Any question you need, both Lama Jonathan and me, Lama Fede, are more than available. And Sarva Mangalam.